police and military personnel deployed to Hela to curb more deaths. National ID system, a tool for planning and monitoring for effective service delivery. And Team Simbu registers 2 wins in boxing.
This is National EMTV News with Tokana Hasavi.
A very good evening to you and welcome to Sunday's news. Thanks for joining us. Papua New Guinea's new identification system is a reliable source that will direct the national government's planning and give equal, essential and efficient service to the people. National Planning Minister Charles Abel says proper data will enable the governments of the day to adequately fund projects significant to the development of the country.
Papua New Guinea, a Pacific island country with a population of 7 million, is scattered and separated by the geographical landmass. The new identification system paves way for more planning and monitoring. However, same time is challenged by people's movement to and fro, says Minister Abel. But the system will adapt and make corrections for updates.
With some of the transient movement of people, you'll get that some of these issues will arise, which the system will have to adapt to and deal with like any system.
Parliamentarians and several people have described the new system as a solution to securing a fair, safe and reliable election. Not just that, but the new system pays for Papua New Guineans to open bank accounts, travel and most importantly provide accurate information for the provision of goods and service delivery.
This program will solve so many problems, cut down so many costs, and it will give us that clear vision of where we are heading.
8 million population, we have no reason why we cannot embark into this project. I thank the government finally to allocate funds and moving this project. It is extremely important.
But Komo Magarema MP Francis Potapes says for a reliable data, provincial statistician officers must be posted to each province to update the information.
It's a step in the right direction, and I appeal to everyone, whether you're living in the remote areas or in cities or urban centers. This is the project that we need in this country for government to make the right decision.
The national identification system will cost 231.8 million kina and must be completed by 2016 before the next general elections. Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
Correctional service institutions around the country will go through a major organizational restructure in 2015. Correctional Service Commissioner Michael Waipo describes the restructure as a change and way forward. This follows the review that will cater for new positional vacancies.
With jail breakouts, falling infrastructures and operational issues, correctional institutions around the country have been placed under huge pressure and criticism. However, all that will be swept under the carpet as the institute declares a chance of change in its organizational structure and work attitude. In a statement received by EMTV, CS Commissioner Michael Waipo called on all officers to consolidate their positions and bring the organization forward. Commissioner Waipo released 357 vacancies from Lance Corporal to Chief Superintendents as gazetted on November 11, 2014. The vacancies are for 18 correctional institutions, including its headquarters and training college. And with the 1.6 billion cut from the national government expenditure priorities in 2015 for law and order, these will allow better trained officers and new infrastructure for CS. Commissioner Waipo is embarking to see changes in the operation, mindset and better attitude towards work ethics in all staff around the country. Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
Families of the 2 brothers alleged to have been killed in a hit-and-run incident in Popondetta, Northern Province, have called on the police hierarchy to fast-track the investigation process. The families of Dixon and Robert Sangara recently conducted a protest march demanding answers from police as the investigation is into its 4th week now. The family told EMTV News they would not rest until justice is served on the perpetrators. And among all other local stories coming up after these short messages, East New Britain stands ready to assist its neighbour, West New Britain, the next host of the 2016 PNG Games. Stay with us for the details. Good to have you back with the news. Over to one of our top reports tonight. After being declared a fighting zone, Hela province saw the biggest deployment of police and military personnel into the area just yesterday. The deployment comes after vicious tribal fighting, which has resulted with over 70 deaths in the past 3 weeks.
Tari Town, the capital of Hela, home to the multi-billion LNG project, saw the biggest deployment of police and security forces yesterday. The deployment of these forces is an answer to a desperate call by the Hela provincial government to help curb the widespread tribal fighting in the province. The operations include 3 mobile units from Kerawagi in Simbu, Mount Again and a platoon from the Defence Force Delta Company. Speaking at a parade, Hela Governor Anderson Aigiru said no compensation will be paid in place for those who instigated the fights. He says those using high-powered weapons will face the full arm of the law. A sum of 2 million kina was approved by the Hela Provincial Assembly to cater for the operation, which is expected to last up to 8 weeks. Aigiru is optimistic the operations will decrease the lawlessness that has soared with payback killings, causing the termination of education and health services in parts of the province. Jagla Pave Jr., National EMTV News.
PNG Women in Business Executive Director Janet Sape has called on the Pacific Games Committee to involve local SMEs during the event. She requests the committee to open dialogue with local business owners to have their expertise utilized.
The outspoken women leader said the Pacific Games Committee and the government must open dialogue with local SMEs to involve them in the Games preparation.
Towards the 2015 Games, we want the women here to get into, maybe if it means to set up restaurants, food stalls, or if it means to using their lodges, or if it means to sew uniforms. You know, these women, we've got all these women who are experienced in a lot of these small businesses that we can give to the Papua New Guinea. Some of them have hire cars. So our women must be given as much benefit as possible when these games are on next year.
Yesterday, she met with some of the 15 businesswomen around the country who will be traveling to Fiji tomorrow to attend a business summit. They will be among other Pacific Islanders attending this business summit. But for these PNG delegates, they hope to learn more about Fiji's success in tourism industry and how they can strategize, market and improve their businesses.
And partner and network with women of the Pacific and bring back what they can learn, especially tourism business, how Fiji succeeds in their tourism business.
There's a lot of restrictions and limitations that are hindering tourists, female tourists, and that's one of the areas that I would really like to improve on when I get back from Fiji.
Sape will be presenting the success story of the PNG Women's Microbank during the conference. Quintan Alomp, National EMTV News.
Deteriorating infrastructure in educational institutions continue to affect the teaching and learning process of students and teachers alike. A vocational centre in Gulf Province, Malalawa, has fallen into the category facing similar problems. A staff member from the vocational centre says less attention given by Gulf provincial government and the national government has left dormitories, staff houses and buildings falling apart. The decrease in teachers and students this year is attributed to inadequate learning facilities. Before the centre shifts from vocational technical, the government has been asked to quickly intervene. Higher Education Minister and Gazelle MP Malakai Tabar says East New Britain stands ready to assist its neighbour West New Britain in the 2016 PNG Games if their facilities are unable to cater for the Games. While West New Britain has been chosen as the next venue, there are concerns the province may not have the accommodation and sporting facilities ready in time for the next PNG Games. Tabar said East New Britain has an advantage because of more access to transport network and most athletes will pass through the province on their way to West New Britain.
East New Britain itself, and take where I come from, the Gazelle district, I honestly believe institutions like Unakanao, University of Natural Resource up at Vudal, George Brown has got a big field, Malabanga has also got a field. There should be some collaboration between the teams, between the institutions and the provincial, the district, the LLG.
And that report concludes our news segment tonight. We'll give you updates of the 6th BSP PNG Games from Lae. That's coming up in Trukai Sports next.
Trukai Sports.
Team Simbu registered 2 wins today in the 48 and 69 kilogram divisions, while NCD's Lynette Parala secured a spot in the medal finals. Naniela Lambert in the 69 kilogram category was too strong for Jiwaka's Rachel Paul in a tough battle for a final spot. EMTV's Tara Alex reports from Lae.
Simbu registered their second medal contender in the women's midweight semi-final showdown this morning when Naniela Lambert took on Jiwaka's Rachel Paul. It was game on after the touch of knuckles. Both women taking center stage, neither indicating a sign of bum rushing to the rings. But at the end of round 3, Naniela's combination edged out Jiwaka's Rachel Paul. Naniela faced Lynette Quarula in the medal tally final tonight, who beat Bonnie Effie in the first women's 69 kg semi-final. In the men's bout, 2012 Ouse Province, East New Britain, chipped in 6 boxes, including informed Sylvester Mander, who edged out Morabes Posin Galangs in the 60 kg division. Jonah Axel stamped his mark to make the medal final for East New Britain, while the much-fancied Arab side made their presence known, booking the 3 final spots, including 56, 69 and 75 kg divisions. 21 men's fighter made into the semis. Finals are still continuing. Tere Alex, National EMTV Sports, Lae.
Strong competition is expected from the autonomous region of Bougainville and New Ireland as they prepare to take on other provinces in initial kickboxing fights that start tomorrow. Bougainville and New Ireland have sent in large contingents of martial artists, which include kickboxers. The fighters will weigh in this afternoon and draws will be finalized tonight. Well, day 6 of competition yesterday went down to the wire in men's Pool C. Morabes had to wait until the last moment to know if they had qualified at the top of the pool. The outcome of the delayed match between Enga and West New Britain would decide their fate. EMTV's Jeremy Mogi with yesterday's updates.
West New Britain had to win to continue their tournament. In the way stood an Enga side capable of causing upsets. A win for West would see them top Pool C, a draw enough to scrape them through in second place. Enga, for their part, had had a loss to open the 2014 campaign, and a draw the day before against Sundown placed them in a precarious position. Crowd control a big issue. A slow start to the game, and while it was WNB who attacked first, it was Enga with the first shot. Much love on the field despite the significance of the match, with both sides also giving away penalties early. Enga, cheeky without being a threat, West New Britain midfielder Mafiyomi continuously being targeted, WNB with the opening goal. Enga thought they'd have the equalizer to be denied by good goalkeeping. West New Britain began the second half much as they ended the first. Enga, though, did have their opportunities. An unfortunate penalty against Enga had West New Britain 2-0 up and on track to top Pool C. That victory now ensuring West New Britain top Pool C. Jeremy Mogi, National EMTV Sports, Lae.
And to an update on athletics, as in previous games, there's a strong representation by the Highlands provinces, particularly from Jiwaka, fielding some of their best. Sylvester Gawi with a roundup of yesterday's events.
Day one of athletics started yesterday with more than 700 athletes taking part in both the track and field events. The day started off with the 100 and 200 meter hurdles for both men and women. The 1,500 meter race for long distances has also seen a huge participation from the Highlands provinces and the autonomous region of Bougainville. East New Britain's Charles Livewan, Chris Penny and Joe Matmat are among the strong contenders for the men's 100-meter dash semi-finals on Monday. They will be racing against Jiwaka's Kupun Whistle and a host of other youngsters. Other provinces that have also qualified for the semis include Morobe, Autonomous Region of Bougainville, Isipik, West New Britain and Medang. New Ireland, Western Highlands and Central are also looking at clocking in some of the best timings in the semis. In the women's 100 meter, youngster Christine Whistle from Jiwaka is among Ellen Philemon from Morobe, Marian Tutuai and Nancy Malamud from East New Britain who have qualified for the semi-finals. Isipik as Franklin Malagau and Veronica Waspen who have also clocked in their personal best timings and are set to try out in the semis. Central, Sundown and New Ireland have also performed extremely well and have also qualified for the semis. Field events will also continue tomorrow with shot put, discus, long jump and possibly a high jump. After day one yesterday, possible medal playoff for women's discus will be between Medang, Eastern Highlands and Easy Peak. For women's long jump, it's Medang, Morobe and East New Britain. Sylvester Gawi, National EMTV Sports, Ley.
And that's a take on our sporting action for today. The weather details when we come back. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
A quick look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In southern region, late evening showers expected in Karama and fine weather in Daru. In Momase, fine weather in Wewak and Vanimo, showers in Medang. In the New Guinea Islands, few showers expected in Kavieng, thundery showers in Kimbe, Boka and Rabaul. And lastly, in the Highlands region, all centres brief showers, then morning fog. Our top headlines again before we go. Police and military personnel deployed to Hela to curb more deaths. Also, the new national ID system, a tool for planning and monitoring for efficient service delivery. And Team Simbu registers 2 wins in boxing at the 6th PNG Games. And that's where we end tonight's bulletin. From the news team, I'm Tokana Hasavi. You take care and stay safe. Good night.